Hello, and thank you for joining me for this collective reading on the House of Yami Ajay channel. My name is Bookie, and I am a psychic, a seer, a medium, and channel and conduit for spirit and the divine. I work with our sacred, divine, cosmic, ancestral mothers called the Yami Ajay. Of the Yoruba cosmology of West Africa. I'm an intuitive artist, a transformational spiritual life coach, a sacred medicine practitioner, a writer, and a decolonized educator. If you'd like to know more about me, this channel, my work, offerings, and services, you can head to the description where there are links to my website, House of Yami Ajay, and social media and all that good stuff. I am offering today a collective reading, meaning that it is for anyone and everyone. Not all aspects of this reading will necessarily resonate. You are guided to watch it through and embrace and accept and receive the aspects that resonate and leave the bits that don't behind for somebody else. Try not to make any sort of storyline fit. If it doesn't, what else do you need to know? I'm going to start by cleansing the space. I have meditated on all the cards and charged and protected them with some amazing crystals. Just take a minute to ground. And be present in this moment. Right, I am going to start with, or by, pulling 3 tarot cards to get an overall theme, and then we'll lean into some oracle cards. Yes, we're going to use and start with the Tazama African Tarot deck, which is a really, really beautiful ancestral deck. And then I will mention the names of the other decks that I use as I go through, or I'll try to remember to do so. Interesting. Ooh. Interesting messages coming through here. Oh wow. Okay. It's been an interesting day of readings today. All very, very different messages, but Spirit's been really coming through quite strongly. Saved by the 3 of Cups, because what's going on the table is a little bit heavy. Okay, I read in a very honest, decolonized manner, which means that I try to anchor what is being spoken to in the context of also our social climate, let's say. And of course, I lean into the whispers of my guides, the ancestral mothers, my ancestors. The first card we've got 4 cards laid out here to get us started. First card on the table is the 5 of Wands. Next up, we have the Tower. We have the devil. And we have the 8 of Cups. So I'm going to take a minute to receive, although I already have a feeling that I feel I understand what wants to come through. But if you just bear with me just 30 seconds or so. So I'm really receiving a very, very strong message that somebody or many of you have been dealing with conflict and competition and energies that haven't been very, for want of a better word, accepting, friendly, receptive of you, right? The 5 of Wands speaks to, in all honesty, it's giving me toxic vibes. This is really giving me someone that's dealing with a toxic environment. So this could be a situation, a circumstance that you're dealing with. This could be an environment such as a professional space. This could be your home. This could be a relationship dynamic. This could be family orientated. But whatever the case, conflict is at hand, and you are dealing with people, unfortunately, that do not have your best interests at heart. This is giving me quite low vibrational energy. As soon as I shuffled the cards and put them out with the first one, I felt it quite sharply. But no need to fear or worry. I'm saying this as in, if you haven't quite sensed into this yet, or, because I have a feeling I'm reading for someone or a few people that are actually pretty spirited folks, as in you lean into the whispers of your guides, your ancestors, of spirits. You are quite attuned to Mother Nature herself. You try to walk through life from a level-headed and grounded and respectful and relational kind of place. It's not to say that you are Miss, Mr. or a perfect being. It's more to say that aggression and animosity and low vibrational ways of sort of holding yourself, it's something that you've shifted away from. It's not necessarily how you roll, let's say, right? So this is giving me a number of people who are challenging you, who are threatened possibly by your way of holding yourself. This is enabling me to see that you are being challenged, though, in this environment, because growth is occurring. What happens when we start to grow out of our familiar environments, our communities, even out of our friendship groups and within our professional spaces, is that we can trigger others who are remaining stagnant. We can trigger others who aren't necessarily doing the work. And what I mean by the work is, I'm not judging anybody's professional skill or ability. I'm talking more so about the inner work, the spiritual work, the work that encourages us to look at our shadow aspects, to take accountability for our behaviors, to assess the ways that we walk through life, the ways that we relate and treat others, others encompassing all beings in life, human and non-human, right? The way that we are guided to sort of check ourselves. Why did I react to that person that way? Why did I say that thing that way? Why was I triggered by this thing this person said, right? All of that is shadow work, because we're going internally to question the ways in which our own behavioral mechanisms are contributing to our environment and our relationships, right? Whether these are our active contributions or the ways in which other people have triggered or catalyzed a behavior or a reaction out of us. So let's not forget that, other folks aren't responsible for our emotions. How we react to something, we are wholly responsible for, right? Which is why shadow work is necessary to enable us to grow out of that fight or flight reactionary mode where we just see rage and red and we say the first thing that comes out of our mouth. Or the opposite, which is we clam up, close, shrink, and don't say anything at all, even when we are being abused, harmed, or, disregarded, overlooked, etc. Right? Whichever way it manifests, that's an element of shadow work. So I'm speaking to folks who aren't doing that themselves, and because you have, and this could be relating to you or someone you are actually dealing with. Someone that you're dealing with could be experiencing this right now. So if this isn't resonating, I might be picking up on an energy of someone close to you or someone that's been on your mind, someone that's really struggling with the environment that they're in, not because that they are engaging in animosity or actively triggering folks, but in all honesty, what I'm getting here is that they're shining. They're shining quite brightly. They're growing. They've done a lot of healing work. They're standing in their power. They're speaking their truth, or you might be, and folks aren't liking it. They're looking and thinking, wait, hang on, what gives you the right to say that? I don't know, maybe you've just been through an immense period of healing. Maybe you've just been offered a promotion. Maybe you have actually just acquired, a new set of clients, or you stepped into a new job or role. Who knows? You might have just gotten married. Who knows? You might have come into some sort of wealth or material success that is also rendering you kind of, to, when I say shine, to shine brightly. Maybe you're looking better. Maybe you've been looking after your health. It's really hard to ascertain what it is, but either way, you are knowingly or unknowingly triggering people. When I say knowingly, you might already be aware of this. Folks are feeling challenged by you. They've got their ones up. And they're wanting to fight you somehow. Whether this is actually showing up in the physical is another matter, right? This could be happening in the background. Folks might be gossiping. Or you might be feeling it vicariously by the ways people are speaking, holding themselves, behaving, or withdrawing from you. Either way, it's pretty low vibrational, and I'm getting the fact that it's not necessarily warranted, as in you haven't necessarily done anything to deserve this. But this challenge is actually leading to something pretty positive. This challenge is going to these challenges, these challenging energies are ushering you through to growth. It might not feel like that at this point in time, specifically for those of you who are listening and sort of nodding and perhaps in a very difficult place, not knowing how to navigate this. Like I said, this could be a familial situation. It could be your housemates, your roommates, your work colleagues. It could be to do with something in your community. Unfortunately, it could be to do with a marriage or your partner or your friendship groups. And the Tower card is next, suggesting that this situation needs to change, and Spirit and your spirit team are coming in to do so quite rapidly, meaning that something is going to be shaken up. There's going to be a moment of unexpected change coming through that is going to break you away from this negative, low vibrational energy. Now, I want to speak about the Devil card here before heading back to the Tower briefly. Devil energy isn't necessarily pertaining to the devil. You might not believe in the devil, and that's also okay. I don't believe in the entity of the devil itself because I don't ascribe to monotheistic Abrahamic religion, but I do believe in low vibration. I believe in polarity. And what's opposite to light, so to speak, is dark. Not necessarily dark in terms of the color, but dark in terms of density, heaviness, toxicity, murky, not fertile, not spirited, not pure, right? This energy speaks to attachments. It speaks to addictions. It speaks to... yeah. I'm actually now picking up that this can be something that you've been challenged by, necessary. Something rather than it being people, it could also be a circumstance that you have been challenged by recently. You've been navigating some conflicts. However they have manifested, either from low vibrational environment and people, or just a situation. Again, this situation could be pertaining to your work life, your professional life, your love life, however it's manifesting. It's been very difficult. You've been battling it. This isn't a win or lose situation, but you're not necessarily getting ahead. And this Tower moment, which basically means that whatever the situation is, it's not solid. It's not going to last. And Spirit is coming through. Spirit comes through to break things down, to change. A gust of wind, Mama Oya is who I refer to when I say gust of wind. She's my Ori head. I speak in quite Yoruba. I use a lot of spiritual Yoruba terminology. Please follow I will link it to the bio of this post as well. I have a podcast called Daughters of Ajah, which deepens into Afro-spiritual cosmologies. I do know how to talk. I'm not sure why I'm getting tongue-tied with this, but yes, there's a bit of conflict coming through. Something isn't serving you any longer, and Spirit is coming through. Mama Oya, who is a deity of the Ifa pantheon, she, like Mother Kali, whose energy is harnessed through crystals like obsidian. You might want to get yourself some obsidian. Obsidian is a protective crystal that allows us to harness our inner power and resilience to stand up and voice our needs in times when we are under psychic, spiritual, or physical attack. This also helps to harness and call in your spirit guides and spirit team, because it fortifies your field, enables them to get through, right? We don't often understand that we and the ways that we live and what we consume actually also can hinder Spirit and our spirit teams getting through and being able to help shield and protect us, right? So amplifying that by creating portals of entry or clearing space to enable them to come through for us can be done through, cleansing, fasts ourselves, a whole number of different means, cleansing our spaces with things like sage and Palo Santo and crystal work. If you would like guidance on protection, on, I offer spiritual life coaching, which, and transformational life coaching, which doesn't necessarily just pertain to coaching you about your life. It's about supporting you with guidance, to navigate challenges, circumstances, situations that you're dealing with. That guidance comes through with advice on holistic medicines. I want to say I'm not a registered physician. I am a spiritualist. I'm certified in a number of different sort of modalities, and have training and so forth. You can find all this information on my website. So I'm digressing here, but something has been keeping you attached to a low vibrational situation, environment, people, a negative pattern that is no longer serving you, that is keeping you in a place that is not serving you. Is how I'm going to put this pretty stringently. I'm getting a very heavy, dense, it's not cool. It's something you're being called to walk away from and break away from, something that really is no longer of service to your highest good, and spirit is really kind of being quite sort of short in saying, you know, walk away, take your love, yourself, your interest somewhere else ASAP. The Eight of Cups speaks to walking away from a situation, not necessarily a negative situation, but a situation that is no longer serving us, right? And a situation that we're not going to gain anything else from anymore, we're not going to grow from, is not going to develop or be of any benefit to us, whether this is in terms of our love life, our family life, or whatever. I'm not saying leave your family and walk away. I'm just saying perhaps leaving whatever the situation is, whether it's an ongoing family feud, perhaps the advice here is to walk away now rather than engaging in battle. The Eight of Cups normally shows a person walking away with a cup in their hand and leaving Seven Cups behind. So this isn't going to be easy for you, because whatever situation this is, you have invested in it emotionally. The cups stand for our emotional investment, something that, you know, you have built, perhaps you have nurtured, you have sustained for a relatively significant amount of time. But that cup that you're walking away with is the medicine, the wisdom that you have gleaned from that whole experience. So you're not walking away empty-handed. And in fact, you're taking your cup of experience, your love, your wisdom, your intelligence, your know-how, your tenacity, your resilience. You are taking it to the Nine of Cups, which comes next. Nine of Cups is all about fulfillment. That card isn't on the table, but at the bottom of the deck, the Three of Cups is here. The Three of Cups is telling and speaking to us about celebration, about rejoicing, about community. So this being at the bottom of the deck, this being at the bottom of the deck, I'm really seeing that for some of you, or quite a few of you, this is about an environment. This is about a group of people or one person. And you are being guided to walk away because there are other people waiting to receive you joyously, or another person waiting to receive you joyously. Just underneath this Three of Cups here is the Five, which speaks to regrets, and then communication and prayer. This could be someone that you're dealing with, or someone that you know who is dealing with this. I'm saying that because whatever the case, challenge and conflict, that this challenging situation that you've been dealing with, this negativity, this low vibe, this cattiness, it could be jealousy, I'm getting spitefulness, I'm getting people that, you know, pretend that they have your best interests at heart and really they don't. You know, they might engage with you in a light-hearted way, but in, you know, the quiet of their own home, or perhaps even around other people, they're saying other things. They're acting in one way and behaving also in a contradictory way. Whatever the case, it's shady, and spirit is, your guides are like, nah, it's all right. They have your back. You are protected here. And this is why this message is a little bit short. Spirit's like, let's break these chains. You are not meant to be around this low vibrational place of toxic attachments, of ego-based kind of, when I say ego-based in the lower sense of the word, you know, our ego is our identity. It harbors our everything, you know, who it is that we think we are, who we present to the world, who other people see us as. But it also it also holds, you know, the material aspects of who it is that we are, the 3D aspects, which are our baseline aspects, our higher selves, our spirit, our soul, is what holds all the more positive, more divine aspects, right, of our being that are less attached to addictions, whatever they might be. I mean, this could be just being addicted to this toxicity, right? Not knowing how to get yourself around it, kind of going around the houses and repeating these patterns with these people, but not really getting anywhere. Or an environment that is keeping you, a circumstance. Maybe this is a professional environment and you're staying in it because you have invested so much, you can't see, or you're worried about leaving because of this attachment, of investment, of even it being difficult, you are comfortable, right? Because you know it well and you've gotten so used to the toxicity that we get addicted to stress. Our body literally gets addicted to cortisol. So you are just being encouraged here to move on and to walk away. And whether you are going to take Spirit's advice or not, in all honesty, I'm seeing that Spirit is coming through. And, you know, like I said, Mama Oya is coming in with that tower. And yeah, she's going to be changing things up. You know, if you Google Oya, she's very similar to Ma Kalima from the Hindu pantheon, who I also, she's, you know, she's shown herself to me and I work with on occasion. We're going to get some clarifying cards of advice from the Star Seed Oracle deck. Yes, beloved ancestor spirits, please offer some guidance, some words of wisdom, some messages of support and assistance for the collective in navigating this situation. Right, so we have 4 cards here. Yeah, I'm definitely speaking to someone that is going through what I would say is probably a spiritual evolution. Like you've been healing, you've been growing, you've been working on yourself, you have been, you know, tending to your wounds and connecting with your ancestors and with spirit, and they are coming in to protect you because they're like, no, this person's been doing work. You're not gonna be pulled back down to a place, a vibration, and a way of being that you have already grown out of. So sometimes, you know, and this is the thing about this 5 of Wands, you can see, I don't know if you can see there, the wands have leaves on them, which suggests growth. So even though you're being challenged, even though this environment and what you've had to deal with has been unsavory, it is actually pushing you to grow, to move on, because the time is now, my friends, to elevate. So, yes, and this is what these starseed cards are suggesting too, it is time to water your garden. The first card out is water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. It is time to prioritize yourself. It is time to tend to your inner landscape, your inner soil. It is time to nourish your body, to sleep, to rest, to take care of your exterior and your interior, right? Meaning, perhaps you'd like to go on a little bit of a cleanse, or have an uptick in your vitamins, eating more fresh produce, more vegetables and fruit, going on a juice cleanse perhaps. But nourishment is needed and tenderness is needed. You're being called to lean into TLC, tender loving care, and your star family are shining bright here. So know that you are protected, know that you are being watched over, and know that this breakage, when I say breakage, being broken away from whatever the situation is truly for your highest good. This is divinely guided. And even though it might feel like even more challenges coming your way, because sometimes the ruptures that the towers create can be quite unsettling, because sometimes it's quite sudden, and it's the suddenness of it can be disconcerting. You are being protected here. And in nourishing your body, in tending to yourself, in leaning inwards and hydrating, getting more sleep, you are going to be better able to manage the changes that are about to, come into fruition. The next card out is so beautiful. I've had this deck for about 3-4 years, possibly longer, and I have never gotten this card ever. I mean, I've seen it in the deck, but it's never come out in a shuffle for myself or other people. Ooh. So I just wanted to, it's very, very light in terms of its, there you go. Really beautiful energy on the card. Whale and Orca Elders. I'm a fan of both. Share your song. Frequency of sound. Diving deep. Right. So this card and what I'm receiving here, especially as it is flanked by others speaking to the need to go inward, right? To also speak up about your situation, perhaps, to speak up about what is happening to you, to share your story somehow. Whether that is with trusted alliances, with friends, trusted friends, family members, therapist or a healer. And there's a musical aspect to this card. Music for me is so therapeutic. But we have to also be careful about how we, I'm all for purging and leaning into the wound when we are feeling delicate, right? And allowing ourselves to experience those really dense emotions. But sometimes what we need is the counter, as in music that elevates us and elevates our spirit, because that can still, sort of initiate and trigger, catalyze that purge. I'm getting that you are either musical or musically inclined, whether that is in terms of artistry and making your own music, or experimenting with music. Or perhaps it's actually calling you in to sound healing, which I am also becoming more versed in myself. But, attending a gong bath, attending a sound healing circle or offering, or listening to binaural beats whilst meditating. But I'm definitely getting the encouragement to tend to yourself through sound. Different frequencies can enable healing, can enable us to bring our energy portals into balance, right? We often speak about our chakras are the 7 energy sort of points on our bodies. We've got many, in all honesty. We've got a gazillion. But the 7 chakras from the roots to the crown are the main ones, right? And when we go through challenging periods, ruptures and occur in our energetic body. Blockages also occur. Unwanted entities can sort of attach themselves into our field when these ruptures and tears occur. So I think you're being really encouraged here to find some holistic modes of healing. I think I already mentioned, the obsidian crystal. So yeah, these cards are really, Spirit's really protecting you here. You're being surrounded by some positive energies that are wanting to ensure you are held and are enabling yourself and holding yourself with care whilst you're moving through this, because it doesn't feel like, it's definitely not a wholly positive situation to be moving through. I'm just, because I haven't, I mentioned about the fact that this is the first time I've got this card, I'm just going to read through, because I think, I tend not to read the descriptions of cards that I've never pulled, because it acts as a nice surprise. And, as a reader, you learn about the cards as they are pulled and you are called to them, and Spirit is the one that pulls them out, right? So I don't cheat. The whale and orca elders are benevolent cosmic beings here to anchor a frequency of love onto the planet, to harmonize it with their song. As they weave around the oceans, they do so much more than any of us know. Their physical presence affects Earth's magnetic field, and their harmonics call us to wake up and remember our own soul song. If you pull this card, you're being called to surrender to your deepest truth and to share it with potency. Yes, I did also think, because this really reminds me, the whale as a spirit animal is about primordial energy. It represents the soul, the depths of the soul, the real ancientness of your being. I have a feeling I'm speaking to someone that is quite spiritual and is going through, I'm really seeing this as the spirit is here, but so are some dense energies. And the funny thing is, I was guided earlier on today in a meditation, and they told me to bring this crystal, that I'm going to need it for one of the readings. Yeah, this is the one. I'm sorry for whoever's going through this. I resonate too. I've had to move through this and constantly are. The thing about when we are stepping into our growth and when we are shedding, old identities, when we are starting to elevate and attune to spirit, and we become shinier. And I don't mean that necessarily in terms of how we look, although that also comes across, right? Because, spirit shines from within us outwardly, but that light that we have triggers others. It triggers the demons that still live within them. And when I'm speaking to demons, I don't mean literal demons, obviously, although sometimes this is the case. Nefarious energies, low vibrational, dark, denser energies. And the demons are the ones that manifest after loads of soul iterations, when people refuse to change and grow and heal and purge. And if they come back cycle and cycle and incarnation after incarnation, that energy starts to become more profound, right? All energy grows as it is endless and it evolves, but it can evolve positively or it can evolve negatively. Light, dark, positive, negative. This is the laws of polarity, the laws of the cosmos, the laws of nature that we reside in. So this card, and the whale, which is primordial soul energy, is speaking to the need to tap into the depths of our soul, to question, because I'm sensing that even though this situation has been quite challenging, walking away from it is going to be difficult for whatever reason that is, whether it's investment, it's security. And I say that because we often, devil speaks to material, right? So yeah, okay, this is a job, let's say it's a job, you've got a salary at the end of every month, but is it really worth the heartache? Is it really worth this struggle? Is it really worth being in this low vibrational place? Is it really worth how it's making you feel? And perhaps, let's not forget that energy is transmittable. This is why I was guided to bring this here, because even by tapping into this space just through the cards with this energy, I also have to protect myself, right? Because I don't want any of it getting onto me. So you are being asked to look after yourself, to tend to yourself, to perhaps, self-isolate very briefly, maybe have a day of just recharging, and connecting into your inner worlds, right? And leaving your doubts. It says to leave your fears, doubts, and baggage at the door, to stretch your heart wide enough to hold it all. To question any parts of you that doesn't feel enough. So perhaps, why you are still stuck to these energies or attached to them and this environment and this situation is because you're too fearful to walk away and take your cup elsewhere. 8 of Cups. The other guidance that's on the table here speaks to the need to see the potential in what is to come, right? The seas of Mintaka, which speaks to an ancient celestial world and people where high vibrational beings and souls, first lived, right? So I'm seeing that some cleansing needs to be done, and in order to release what needs to be grieved, release any dense or negative energies that you are harboring on the situation. Tend to yourself with compassion. Forgive yourself for not speaking out, or for saying the wrong thing if you've triggered someone and been a cause of this animosity in some way, shape, or form. Taking accountability for our own behaviors is part of the shadow work that I spoke to earlier on. Inner Earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. Spirit is reassuring you that assistance is on hand, but the ways Spirit and the Iyaz work, and in all honesty, all our guides, even, our guides in the material, let's not forget this is all made of matter. Spirit and the energy of the Iyaz. Obsidian is from the earth. This is molten lava that's come from the earth's core, where the divine mothers reside also, right? So it's all imbued with spirit. And I was talking about us doing the work. We can have protection, but we need to do the work, even if it means literally going out and shopping for crystals, doing the work of tending to them, learning how to work with them, contacting a guide to help you through, someone like me. We have to do the work. But this is reassurance that there are solutions on the way, that change is coming and you are being guided and encouraged to it. But some work needs to be done on your part so that spirit can actually reach you, which is why you're being asked to, water your garden, tend to yourself, nourish yourself, your mind, body, and spirit, to meditate, to reach into your inner depths and to keep the vision alive, right? The last card speaks to new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. This is really speaking to the fact that you have been manifesting something. You have actually been calling something in. But in order for that, whatever it is that you've been calling in to come through, I think Spirit has to clear some dead weight, some low vibrational energies to clear your field physically, spiritually, psychologically, your environment, however that looks. I mean, this could even be, a community that you're a part of online. It might not even be physical. Each of you, it's going to manifest and look slightly different, right? But you'll know what I'm speaking to. But you've been calling something in. New earth speaks to a new beginning. New earth speaks to a new project, a new idea, something that wants to be birthed, something that wants to be created. You have been working towards tending to something, but haven't quite seen it bloom yet, is what I'm getting. But part of the reason is that there are aspects of you that are still planted in soil that isn't beneficial for this new growth to come into bloom. But it's happening, hence this tower moment. And Spirit is encouraging you to have faith, to keep holding onto your vision, to not give up, because I'm having a feeling that, and I don't mean to laugh, I'm not laughing at the situation at all, that it's not been enjoyable. And this shake-up that is going to be incurred might be a little bit, disconcerting to experience, but it will be momentary, is what Spirit is speaking to me here, right? That it is going to be momentary, that light is coming through, but something's got to give in order for this new vision to really come into fruition, right? So I hope you have enjoyed that message. I hope that you have gotten something from it. I enjoyed reading for you. I really want to encourage you to hit the like button, to subscribe, and to also, share this reading with anyone you feel it might resonate with, that might need to hear it, or just recommend the channel. As I mentioned before, there are links in the description. Other ways that you can work with me or learn about my work. You can support the channel, which is a labor of divinely guided love, by offering a donation. You can sign up to the newsletter for more good stuff landing directly to your inbox. All right, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you next time. Thanks for being here.